Welcome friends. This is a 30-minute exercise routine to help us get into inversions and arm balances. So we want to pay particular attention to flexion, extension, to rotation and side bending, and looking after the hands and the wrists. With that, everyone, arrive on your mat. Let's find a comfortable seat, whether you are in cross-legged or you're in, we call this Caesar in karate talk, parallel thighs, Virasana, Vajrasana, whatever you prefer. Shoulders back and down. Pause for a moment. Let's go deep. Let's arrive and then settle, ground, be here in the moment. So long deep breath through both nostrils, exhaling through both nostrils, soften, relax your face. So give yourself a little scan and just notice behind the eyes, deep in the sockets of the eyes, but in the center of your head. Relax there. Relax your jaw, open and close your mouth whenever you need to through this practice. And just notice where the tension might return, whether it's the chest, whether it's the neck, might be back of neck, side of neck, or front of neck. It might be this clenching, or as I do, I grind. So I'm always aware of this jaw, this tensing and clenching of the jaw. Big breaths into wherever it is in your body that might be a bit tight. So I want to hear those exhales. This is your ujjayi. Ujjayi is that oceanic release on the out breath. You can make as much noise as you need to, so vocalize. Let it be audible, and don't be shy about how loud it does get. So a little hissing or an HA sound that you let go on the out breath. So going together as if we're all in one room. Inhaling to fill, exhaling, sighing, and you can lightly close the mouth if you want, or you can just let go through the mouth, practicing your oceanic breathing. Arriving, grounding and settling. Inhaling to fill, think about the lift to the crown of the head, and then exhaling through your buttocks as you soften, and yet you feel a lovely stability. That's it. So let's set the intention. I like to bring my hands to prayer. You don't have to. And remember, the intention, sankalpa, can be anything you want. So it could be yoga related or simply completely unrelated. Breathing into it. Today, it for me is I am calm. Filling, rising, lifting, opening, looking for the spaciousness, and let the breath reach the corners of the your body. As you exhale, sigh and empty all the stuff you do not need. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, sigh. 1 more, inhale into that idea, whatever it happens to be. So you don't have to share it with the soul, it is absolutely just for you. Nice, everyone. Let's go for box breathing, calming the central nervous system. We want the calm clarity, and there's a reason why the Navy SEALs use this tactical, they call it tactical breathing. It's, if you think about the sides of the box, we inhale for the count of 4, we're going to retain the breath for the count of 4, and we're exhaling gently and slowly for the count of 4. You leave the breath out for the count of 4, and we'll go into the next round. I'll guide you, don't worry. So if this is new to you, we'll do it together. So let's go. Inhale 1. This is it 2. Take it to 3, and we take it to 4. Let's retain, kumbhak retention 2. This is 3. Good, 4, and then gently, as smoothly, sweetly, and continuously as you can. This is 3. Good, let it go 2, and 1. Leave the breath out, just leave it out for 4. Good, 3. That's it, 2, and 1. Ready for next round. Inhaling, 1. Smoothly, 2. That's it, 3. Take it to 4, retaining, 1. I'm counting you 2. This is it, 3. Nice, 4. Let it go gently. This is 3. Good, 2. And 1. Leave it out. Just leave it out. You're holding. Good. Just let it go. That's it. And now we ready ourselves for the next round. So inhale 1. Good. 2. That's it. 3. Take it to 4. This is a retention. So kumbhak, retain. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Let it go smoothly, continuously as you can. Good. 2 and 1. Let it out. So just let it out, hold it out. That's it, you're not doing anything. That's it, 2 and 1. Ready for another round. You're going your own pace. So keep it to the count of 4 on each side of your box. Good, good. I won't say a thing. Just try it out yourself. That's it. Don't worry if you feel like you're not doing it right. It's iterative, it's repetitive, and you get to know it really well if you do it yourself and repeat it yourself. That's it. Good. So nice. And let it go. So relax the hands on the knees and just sit in stillness for a moment or 2. Breathe. Listen. Notice what you do notice. Relax your face again. Just notice if your shoulders are lifting. Elongate through the spine. Good, good. Nice. And then shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, wrap around and down. 2 more. Inhale. Lift the shoulders, scrunch up. Exhale and wrap around. Feel the scapula, rhomboids down the back body. 1 more. Shoulders up. Exhale, wrap around and down. Other direction. So lifting up. Exhale and allow the shoulders to come forward a little. Good. 2 more rounds. So shoulders up, around and forward. Exhale it. Good. Match the movement with your breathing. That's it. And let's do 1 more. Nice, nice. Good. Really good. So from here, left hand on the right knee, looking behind you. Tented fingers. So use the fingertips behind you, around about sacrum level on the mat. Just looks like this from the side. So as I look behind me, I'm going to draw in and up through the lower belly. So we call this the bandha. It's a vacuuming in, a little drawing in of the navel center towards your spine. So I draw in and up and I exhale to look over my shoulder, or if that's a lot, then I'm going to just look 90 degrees. So whatever is right for you. Level off the shoulders, maybe one shoulder is lifting. Draw everything in as you rotate. 2 more. Inhale for a full breath and then exhale, twist and rinse. 1 more. Inhale, exhale it, feeling that consciousness at the belly button. Nice, nice. Good. So from here, my right arm reaches up and across, side bending. So keeping the hips as level as you can as you side bend. Lift your chin, look forward, forward. Use your left hand on your right knee. And from here, my right elbow lightly touches the inside of my left inside of elbow. Take it to your eagle wrap here, elbows away from chest, fingers up, or you can look for opposite shoulders or simple prayer, you choose. So I'm taking a breath and I'm wrapping around and down. So looking from the side, I'm rounding out my back. So upper torso is protracting, rounding, and I draw in and up at the lower belly to help me. I'm feeling it through thoracic, through the middle of my back. I release, my arms come out wide. I'm going the other side now. So right hand on the left knee, sit up tall, and I take my gaze behind me. So showing it from the side. Big breath, exhale. Use your tented fingers, drive through the mat, look behind you. And if you tend to move forward or backwards, see if you can notice that about yourself. Draw down through your shoulder blades, use your armpits, and look to the side or behind. 1 more. Inhale, fill. Exhale, little twist and rinse. Good. So from here, my left arm reaches up and across. I side bend. So as I side bend, my tendency is to drop my head. But see if you can lift it up and look forward. Lift the chin, open up, maybe even look high. And when you're ready, left elbow on the inside of the right elbow, little eagle wrap, fingers up. Feel that stretch, exhale. This is where we take it down for a little fold. And not being too strict here, except for the feeling that I want, which is that rounding up of the upper back and that suctioning in of the lower belly. Good. So, as I'm ready, I come into a tabletop. So in my tabletop, I'm shifting it a little. Go ahead and find little circles, maybe figure eights. I'm going to start to warm through the wrists and maybe flip the palms, and I'm going to shift my weight. So as I shift my weight into one hand, this might be a lot and might feel intense. And if that's the case, if you can see it, is that, so if I'm feeling that this is a bit intense, I just back off a little from that intensity. I don't have to have my full body weight over the wrist or the hand. Good, so I'm shifting in different directions, maybe the side, and then maybe fingers towards my knees. I might even sit back a little into a half child's pose if that feels good, and then you'll start to feel the connection through the insides of the arms, through the wrists, and then through the armpits, and even through this middle and back body, lower back body. So I'm breathing here. I'm going to take it back to tabletop and send the left leg behind me. So circles with the hips, one direction, other direction. But you just have to do 3, at least I'm going to encourage you to do 3 in each direction, and trying not to lean too much to one side of the hands. This is my tendency. I tend to kind of want to compensate. I'm going to try and be really strict. Good, and then I'll send the leg out to the side. So you see, I'm coming into that kind of 9 o'clock here. And as I come to 9 o'clock, I'm going to lift up and tap. This is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point, 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 and back to center. Let's go ahead and find the other side. So I've done my wrist stretches here, and now I'm going to do my hip circles. So dodgy hip this side. So I'm going to try to be as careful, meaning as non-cheating as I can. Good, and send it to the side. Hope you can see it. The camera up. I'm going to tap it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it, and then back. Let's find a child's pose here as you sit it back. Long arms in front of you, sending the hands 45 degrees, and noticing the nice stretch through the left side body, because my hands are now to my right. You could be going the other way, but you want that diagonal stretch. Let's creep the hands across, send it the other direction, sit it down, hips to heels and big toes lightly touch, relax the head forward, maybe the forehead touches the mat. Good. I like to work thoracic, so left hand where it is, reach the right arm high, up towards the ceiling, and then underneath the left armpit, send the hand back off this left hand against the mat, and then drop your shoulder, maybe temple to the mat, look underneath your left armpit, stretch through the fingers, breathe it here, and then come back to center, send the arm high, high, we'll go the other direction. Left arm now, reach up, exhale, send the hand against the mat, and press through using active fingers. You'll notice that if your spaghetti hands in your left hand, that the stretch is not as pronounced, and I think you want that. So try it out, experiment here. Dropping the shoulder, dropping the temple to the mat. Look underneath your right armpit now, and level off through your hips if you can. Stretch through this right arm, it helps you, and soften your face. Good, let's send that right hand back to support you. Left arm up and high. Coming back to tabletop. Good. So from here, I'm coming into a forearm plank. So from this tabletop position, I lower down to my elbows. Hopefully you can see me. I'm going to send the legs behind me, and I'm going to untuck. I'll come a bit forward. Good, I'm shifting the weight forward, and forward and back doesn't really work on this mat because it's a bit sticky. So from here, legs wider than hip level. I'm just going to swing a little, lift my heel. As I shift the weight, my arms release. I can even put my weight into one leg, and they become little kidney slaps like in Tai Chi as you lightly touch the back body with the arm. Good. So this will become a little bit more intense in a second as we start to widen the feet and then bend through the legs in your 45 degrees. Right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Take a breath, exhale, bow and fold. Drop your tailbone and then come up without standing straight immediately. Then you lift up the arms as you straighten the legs. Take another breath, exhale. exhale. Let's bow gently. So as you bow, you're using your inner thighs, and without standing straight, immediately take the elbows up and straighten through the legs as you stand and lift the eagle, wrap high. One more. You will bow. So as you bow, draw the core in, fold it forward, use the strength of the soles of your feet contacting with the earth, and then slowly come up. Good, stand up, tall and straight, release the arms to the side, and then left arm under right, so different wrap for the eagle wrap. Take a breath, and then the same idea as you fold it forward, bend the legs, drop your head, and lift up with bent legs before you straighten. So as you lift up, stand up, exhale, 2 more. Draw the core in. As you fold it forward, you release the breath. 1 more. So as you come up, notice how my knees are still bent. I'm still in my horse riding stance, and then I push the mat away or the floor away as I look up. I think I have 1 more. So as you fold it, fold. Good. And then reach up with the fingertips. Lift the elbows away from the chest. Good. Shoulders back and down, everyone. Coming into a shift. So as you shift, you're still in your horse riding stance. And we call this Shigadach in karate. I'm going to drop the shoulder down, push the thigh away. Other side, push. Using breath. And other side. You can feel it through the back, the lower back into the middle back, and also into your shoulder blades. 1 more, you push. Good. Let's take it down as low as you can. Skandasana is your Cossack stretch. Sole of the foot is on the mat. If that's not happening, come to the balls of your feet and try it out here. Or know that you can always be higher. So you don't always have to go to the squat if it takes some time to warm the body. So I've done a bit, so I feel like I am ready. Good, and then shift. Use your hands if you need to start with, and shift from one side to the other. Ideally the sole of the foot on the mat. If you're starting off and you're still warming and you're not quite there, but you know you can reach sole of the foot down, just repeat more times in order to get that openness and that flexibility and that warmth. I'm going to shift again. So as I shift, push through the heel, toes lift, knee away. Try again without hands if possible. And push. Try it out. Good. So you tried it both sides. You've moved very fluidly from side to side. Coming to a low runner's lunge here, because I think you can see me from the side. Good. You're going to drop the knee, that back knee, untuck, and look behind you. You can come to the outer edge of that back foot, if you like. I have issues with my toes as I've broken some of them, so I like to just pull through the toe and look behind me. And I'm coming back into Skandasana, straight into it. Good. I take the energy across Skandasana, push through the heel, and then I find this low runner's lunge, like I did on the first side. I drop the back knee, and I'm coming into a stretch here as I look behind me, and I return Skandasana. Let's do this 1 more each side. So as you find it, use the strength in your hips to shift it other direction. Low runner's lunge first. I like to lower the left hand down and then twist, look over my right shoulder, point through that toe. In my case, I like to point. The other expression of that is to come to the outer edge of that foot. And then shift, circle it back. Take it the other side. Skandasana. Low lunge to this side. Drop the knee. Look over your shoulder. Coming into a nice low twist. As you drop this hip, notice how it opens and it's going to feel more relaxed. I'm not dumping into my shoulder joint. I'm pushing to use actually the serratus center here, using your armpit muscle. Come to a squat, center of your mat. Good. So you're going to start to shift a little. I like to do, I think it's called lazy frog. Lazy frog, hands out in front. Relax the head. No particular shape that you're making in this squat, but I'm making figure eights. So I'm shifting. One foot takes all the body weight, the other foot then takes it. So figure eights one direction, and then figure eights the other direction. Good, good. Take a seat. So many cool exercises you can do to warm the hips and warm the body. But this is a shorter warm-up, so I'm not going to do everything. But let's try some of my favorites, which is hollow body. So to start, let's bring up the feet. So in a kind of tabletop position here. Lift the shoulders away from the floor, reach towards the feet, lift them, lift, lift, lift. Good, and then lower. So this is our other version, hollow body. So you feel the engagement, lower transversus abdominis. And then at the same time, the back, lower back, that natural curve is pressing against the mat if you can. Inner thighs engaged, everything squeezing towards the midline. Look to your toes, good, good, good. And then other version is hands overhead. As you squeeze everything in towards the midline, try to hold and breathe. Squeeze, 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 and then come up. Cross at the ankles. We're going for a plank. So push the mat away. Again, squeezing the seat, stacking. As you feel everything draw in towards the midline, protract through the upper torso, push the mat away, core in and up, and hold. You're holding, but you're breathing. Holding, breathing, holding, breathing. Good, good, good. One more round each side, or each version of this little sequence. So, come down. Tabletop feeling with the legs. Lift up your shoulders. Send the hands towards your feet. Lift up. Good, and then we transition to long legs. Lift your shoulders. Squeeze everything towards the midline like we did before. Then arms overhead. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. That's it. Squeeze. And then take it into your plank. So everything aligned, push the mat away, or the floor in my case. Strong to the balls of your feet, quads wrap up away from the knees, bottom ribs engage, squeeze the seat towards the midline. Breathing. And knees down. Let's take a little break. How's that? Hopefully you're feeling good. And you're feeling that engagement in the right places for your prep. And we remind you of the law of specificity. So, as you know, or perhaps you don't, a little reminder, the law of specificity is that we're only going to get good at something if we actually do it. So, let's practice a couple of little handstand hops against the wall. So in order to get comfortable about the idea of going upside down, we just got to do it. So you may be very practiced at this, the law of specificity. So we want to get okay with going upside down and to just practice going up as much as you can. And obviously, you want to think about all of the issues or the principles of engagement that we just did, so that we actually practice what we preach. So the only way we get good at something is if we repeat it. Sometimes it has to be ad nauseum, but we do it in a measured way so that we know we've warmed everything, and then we practice. So. Trying as you go up to use the wall as your little support, but not to the point where you slam the body against it and that you use it as your babysitter the whole time. See if you can practice lifting a foot away from the wall and getting the engagement you need through the midline by yourself. So let's try again. So as we repeat, you'll start to feel the swaying left and right, left and right. Sometimes you can feel that the body is engaged and that everything, the possible teetering left and right, forward and back, comes to a nice sweet spot, and that's what we're looking for. So you'll get a sense of that as you increase the frequency of your practice and of your comfort level. So I'm going to leave you with that. I've had a long practice already, so I just wanted to show you and share with you some of the drills I use to get comfortable with unbalances, inversions, and going upside down. Bye guys.